Okay, so you were in the midst of this meeting with your floral designer. As I said before, great to have a folder as well as a notebook so that everything's organized, because this is your chance to really feel out that designer. Really see if they're going to be a good match for you or if they're not. And if they're not, that's okay. That's information you can use for yourself. So while the designer is going to be asking you questions about what do you like? What is your vision for the wedding? I've seen your Pinterest board. Tell me about it. Tell me about what you're looking for. And they're going to be fact-finding as well. Really, again, pulling in all the details that you're sending to them and seeing what they can offer to you in terms of design ideas, as well as what do you want. So that being said, again, if you're organized, them obtaining information becomes very, very easy. And then you can spend the majority of the time figuring out, is this person the right fit? And again, I'm going to go over a few ways to figure out if this person is going to be a good fit for you as a client or not. So what I would say is, once you've given all the details for the wedding, at least everything that you've figured out to date, let them give you their feedback on what you're looking for. See what they can say creatively about what's coming out of their mind, off the top of their head, and take notes. They're going to take notes. I say, as a potential client, you take notes too. See what they're throwing at you. Sometimes you're on the same page and everything is just flowing. You both are just bouncing ideas off one another, and it's really great. It's a good vibe. Other times they may be saying something that you never thought of, and it may be a great idea. So don't discard it quite yet. Write it down. See if it really fits with what you're thinking, or if you both are on different pages. And that's okay. That's okay. That's why you're gonna, set this up for 3 meetings with 3 different designers. My questions I would ask them as a client would be, do you do a lot of weddings? Some floral designers do big events. They do corporate galas. They do installations of living floral art, so to speak. Maybe they really are used to doing smaller events, maybe less formal. Ask the question. You want to get to know them as a client and see if they have the experience you're looking for. That being said, don't write them off if they don't have a lot of experience in that realm. Again, most of us, I should say, come from a very diverse background. I am professionally trained. I continue to train and further my certification. I'm currently completing one at Longwood Gardens here in Pennsylvania. I've already completed my certificate with Temple University. For me, learning is just one of those things, you just got to keep doing it. And I take great pride and joy from doing it. So I'm always looking to learn the newest styles, the newest tricks, what's out there that's new in the industry. Anything that celebrities are doing has a way of trickling down to everyone else. So I want to be in the know. I want to know what's hot, what's not, and what I can offer to my clients and see what they're looking for, see if they've never even thought of something like that. So those that aren't coming from a educational background, maybe they were more so coming from learning on the spot in a floral shop, so they've got the years experience. They may not have the design aesthetic, the design technique that you're looking for. Again, weigh it, see if it's something that's going to sway you, or if you really love that designer and we're gonna do this. So again, write down all your questions, anything that comes up, so you have reference of designer A was bullet points. You can even do pros and cons if that's helpful, so that you have the reference for what to or how to evaluate them later. I would also say, if they are saying they have a lot of experience with weddings and they do a lot of weddings and they have your wedding date available, I would be curious as a client, do you do X number of weddings a month, a week? if they have a large scale operation, they may be able to do numerous weddings a month or a week. I would anticipate that being an operation that may not have much personal interaction with the designer. You may be meeting with their assistants as well as a second or third designer on the team. Again, this is all great stuff. These people are very, very talented. So don't write them off if they're saying, they have the capacity and manpower to handle this, but you may be speaking with designer 1 or 2. It's not a bad thing. They have it down to a science. They're very good at what they do. And again, they've got the manpower to keep it running like that. If though you're looking for a really one-on-one experience, maybe you just have a smaller wedding, maybe you just enjoy the personal touch more, that may not be a designer that's a good fit for you. But again, you may have been thinking that's what you were looking for, may meet that designer and find out, you know what, they really have this down smooth. I don't want to worry about floral. I want to go with them. So again, it's all just information. So again, write it down, see how you feel about it later, what you're thinking. Pros and cons may be a great way to go. It's again, just more information for you. That's really it. What I want to say though is to wrap up those meetings. This is what I call, or should be termed, as your post-meeting review. And again, I would recommend doing this with your significant other as well as third party if they are paying for the wedding, floral specific, outside of you directly. You kind of want to have a discussion with those people, see what they thought, see how they felt. Were they really just feeling this person too? Maybe they like designer A better than designer C. What's the takeaway here? How are they feeling? One thing I would say would be important when you wrap up that meeting and they know all the details and are going to work on an invoice. I personally, because I do this as a designer, I would request 3. You want 3 invoices back from them. You want top of your budget, maybe even pushing it, maybe a little over budget. You want a nice middle budget. We are still at the top of that budget, but we're not over. There's a little bit of a cushion there, so you're comfortable. It's a good solid invoice that has all of your needs that you've expressed to your floral designer with a little wiggle room. And then number 3 would be your absolute budget saver. These are like the bare essentials: bouquets, boutonnieres, maybe something for the tables at the reception, and that's it. No frills, no bells, no whistles. This is a good option for everyone to see. If we really just pared this all down to what are the essentials, am I comfortable here? Do I like the option? Do I like what's being offered to me? Or maybe it's just not enough. So then again, you have the other 2 invoices to give you an idea. If we spent a little more, here's what we're getting, and that makes more sense. So again, 3 invoices is really crucial. Another big part of the meeting that I kind of glossed over is to make sure that you express what you need. Bouquets, boutonnieres, centerpieces, church, synagogue, mosque designs. What is it that you need for the wedding? Really think about it. Really think about, again, if you have flower girls and ring bearers, how many boutonnieres, corsages for the mothers and the grandmothers. Again, this can really add up. So again, I would say when it comes to the invoices that you're requesting from the designer, with the top invoice option, make sure that you are listing it all. And again, even be a little bit excessive. That's okay, because when it comes down to moving your invoice, to get that budget down, if there's some stuff you can easily just go ahead and cut, that's what they're there for. So I say have a number of bridal bouquets for your bridesmaids, that is. Maybe make them more than you think you're going to have in terms of bridesmaids. You can really kind of pull that number in. Same with the groomsmen and the boutonnieres. Do the dads need to have boutonnieres? Do the moms need corsages? And those things you can then turn around and cut if you need to. It all just gives you cushion. Again, if floral is really, really important to you, that's wonderful. And you want to make sure that your budget and your invoice covers everything to a T. I hate when I have to tell clients we have to cut this here, and you know that's really important to them. If we don't have to cut the big things that you really, really want and can cut some of the smaller stuff, I prefer that. I know my clients do as well. So again, as for the 3 invoices, I would say give it about a week or so turnaround time. Really shouldn't be much more than that. You want the invoices in hand so that you as a client can really kind of look over the numbers and take your time with that. So see if you can nail down a turnaround time for the invoices so that everyone's, again, still on track. As floral designers, we want to get them out quickly because you're a potential client and we would love for you to book our services. So that means we got to be on top of our game. So I usually get those invoices out within a week, and then we've got time to negotiate down to what works best for you, the couple getting married. So no worries, you have time to figure it out. There's no rush on my end. I want you to feel comfortable making that decision as a client on what's going to work for you. Another thing you should be evaluating when you meet with these designers post-review per se is, did they bring samples that really showed not only their skill but also your style, your color palette, your theme if you have one. That's important. I can bring this bouquet right here to a wedding sit-down meeting with clients, and yeah, it's beautiful, but perhaps my bride is going for a more fall wedding and she has those deep golds and burgundies and oranges, and that's the colors. Those are the colors she's getting married in, a barn, rustic, the whole just beautiful fall traditional things that we think about. If I'm bringing this, it's beautiful, it's classic, but it doesn't fit with what she's been expressing to me is what she wants. And again, I should be able to instantly kind of get a feel just by asking, so when are we having a wedding? Oh, October. Be a fall wedding. You are in the fall theme? Okay. So again, did your designer listen to what you were saying? Bring something that you could actually get your hands on and really see yourself getting married with those flowers. Did it make sense? Did it really click for you? So I just want you to feel like you can not only work with a designer, but that you already are, because they're already reading the signals you're sending, reading the theme and the emails that you're sending them, and it's all kind of flowing. So again, if there's some marks missed, that's okay. If the rest of the meeting went well and the invoices come in and you like them and that's your designer of choice, awesome. So again, there's multiple factors here, but it's just kind of a one to be aware of. The whole listening thing is very important in this industry, because if we're not listening to our clients and we're not understanding one another, probably not going to deliver the product that you're really looking for and of course paying for. So that's something I would say is also very important. Apologies, I'm just looking over my notes for you. I'm going to post most of these in the videos I've said a few times now. Just again, kind of to give you the flow of all of this. The first meeting, it's the interview for both of you. Really fact find, see if it's going to work. Receive the invoices that they are sending. Again, I would say 3 is a great place to be. It gives you the high, the low, and the middle. Once you have finalized the invoice and you're both on the same page, get those invoices signed, contracts signed, and deposit in. I request 50% deposit, and the final half of that being due the month before the wedding, again, that enables me to order everything that I need. Floral, if you have containers, floral foam, the whole thing. And again, I'll go over this in detail in another video for you. You have everything at your fingertips. And again, I don't have to worry about ordering something too late. But again, I'll get into those details in another video. So you've got all of this down. Basically, that's it. We'll be in touch throughout the whole process. Figure out delivery, where the bridal party is, where the groom and his groomsmen will be, or if it's in the same hotel, for example, or same house, same area. Logistics will be dealt with. Same with where is the ceremony, reception happening, all the little details. Again, those details are very critical. I don't mean to kind of smooth over them. We will get into those in other videos to help you really understand the full picture for the process. But that's really the cycle that we're in with this industry, and you should feel confident with the whole process. Feel confident in your decisions, feel confident in the designer, and don't ever feel like you can't ask questions. If you're not feeling comfortable with an invoice, or you're questioning why the final price is so high, ask questions. Get yourself some clarity on where's that number coming from. So, to again recap this video for you, and I know it was a little long, and I apologize for talking the whole time. But thank you again for being here and listening. I hope this makes the wedding planning process more enjoyable when it comes to floral. Stick to your budget. I would say have some wiggle room with the budget so that you can go a little high, stay right in the middle, and even go low, save you some money. Pick your floral designers. I would say pick 3 is the best way to go. Schedule those meetings so you can actually see these people face to face, see if you're going to actually mesh well with them. Make that Pinterest board, go extravagant, rein it in, share it with your designers once you are setting up those meetings. You are going to want to make sure those meetings are accessible to all parties. The couple that's getting married, of course, as well as if there is a third party involved who is paying for the floral. Make sure that you're prepared. I would say notebook, folder, some way to show your Pinterest board, whether it's a laptop, tablet, or your phone. Make sure that you also have any color, palette, chips, fabric swatches, anything like that, to give a better idea of what the vibe is, what the style is, what are the colors for the wedding. Make sure that you utilize the meeting for you as well as the designer is going to be utilizing it. Ask all your questions and make sure they know exactly what you're looking for. Again, because you will be requesting invoices in the numbers 1, 2, 3, make sure you put everything down that you want from that designer. And again, get those invoices in as a top priority. Have the designer work those up for you. You can even ask what their turnaround time is. I would say about 7 days should be appropriate. And once you are satisfied, again, you've met with your designers, you've narrowed it down, you've gotten your invoices, sign the contract, get that deposit in, and let's start working on making a really beautiful wedding for you. So again, please subscribe to the channel if you think this is something you are going to need. If you have friends, family that are getting married, that are looking for flowers. Again, this is just video 1. There's so many things we're going to get into, so please stick around. Hit the subscribe button. The bell icon here at the bottom will pop up for you anytime I post new videos. Videos will be posted on Wednesdays, as I noted before. Again, comments, questions, please go ahead and shoot them my way. Happy to answer them and make videos that are appropriate for those questions and topics. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Mariana, and this is Colibri Floral Design. Thanks so much.